Hi, hello, welcome. So welcome to Upgrading Farmer channel. So in this video we discuss about the topic called nasal decongestion. Okay, so it is one of the interesting topic because we use these nasal decongestions in our day-to-day life. So one of the interesting topic, and in this video we discuss about what is nasal decongestions and what are the drugs involved in it. Okay, so let's enter into the video. So first, nasal decongestion can be produced by sympathomimetic drugs. Okay, so sympathomimetic drugs, which means the agents which are agonist the actions of alpha and beta receptors. Okay, that is sympathomimetic. So sympathomimetic drugs involves alpha and beta receptor agonist. Okay, so these are the agents which are mainly involved in the process called decongestion, that is nasal decongestions. The drugs produces vasoconstriction and shrinking of the nasal mucosa. Okay, so mainly the stimulation of the alpha receptor causes vasoconstriction throughout the body, so that the blood circulate to that particular area will be decreases. So it leads to the shrinking of the nasal mucosa. Okay, that is a simple mechanism behind the actions of sympathomimetic drugs. Okay, so it is nasal decongestions. So next we can move on. What are the ideal properties of nasal decongestions? Okay, so it is very important because it have such qualities to ensure the actions as well as safety. Okay, so should produces the prompt, prolonged and reliable effect. Okay, so prolong, which means it's a long time. Okay, so long time, which means only not used frequently, so that the actions will be produced for prolonged use. Okay, should not produce nasal irritation. Okay, so these drugs should not cause any irritation or any other pain. Okay, should not damage nasal cilia, so it does not cause any ciliary damages. So it's one of the ideal properties. Should not produces after congestion. Okay, so after the administration of the drug, it should not produces congestions. So these are some ideal properties. Should not produces tachyphylaxis. Tachyphylaxis, which means these are rapid tolerance. Okay, so the tolerance of the drug is not produces at a rapidly. Okay, next should be free from side effects. Okay, so mostly in allopathy every drug should have some side effects. Okay, so our aim to reduce or without the side effects. Okay, that is a major ideal properties of the nasal decongestants. So next we move on mechanism actions of nasal decongestions. Okay, so I already told that there's a simple mechanism, stimulation of alpha adrenergic receptors. Okay, so in a sympathomimetic, especially alpha adrenergic receptors. Okay, so constricts, which means it decreases the blood supply. So there is a blood vessels throughout the body, so that the blood vessels will be constriction. Okay, constrict. Okay, so reduces the blood supply of the nose, so that the nose have some less quantity of blood supply. Okay, so this leads to the decrease in the amount of blood in the sinusoid vessels. Okay, sinusoid vessels, that is these are the blood vessels which supply the blood to the sinus, that is in the nose. Okay, so decreasing in the mucosal edema. So edema is the accumulation of the fluid. Okay, accumulation of the extracellular fluid. So the mucosal edema will be decreases, so that the excess secretions of the mucus fluid will be decreases, leads to decongestions. Okay, that is a simple mechanism. So next we can move on drugs, that is sympathomimetic drugs, especially alpha adrenergic drugs. Okay, so only sympathomimetic drugs which have a specific effect on alpha receptors are used as nasal decongestants. So I already told that sympathomimetic consists of alpha and beta receptors, especially which are act on alpha receptors. So that drug should be used as a sympathomimetic in the case of nasal decongestions. Okay, so example, that is ephedrine. Okay, ephedrine produces nasal decongestion because of its effect, that is alpha receptor But the disadvantage of ephedrine is tachyphylaxis. Okay, so tachyphylaxis is a rapid tolerance after congestion. Okay, so after administering of this drug, we also have some congestions. Okay, that is one of the disadvantage of ephedrine. And the systemic effect. So these are the some disadvantages of ephedrine. Okay, so that the ephedrine has some additional side effects with that of normal action. Okay, so this ephedrine is used as a 0.5% normal saline solution. Okay, so it is a ephedrine and its effects as well as side effects. Okay, so next, other drugs involved in these sympathomimetic agents which are act specifically on alpha receptors are phenylephrine. Okay, phenylephrine, xylometazoline. So xylometazoline HCl, oxymetazoline. Okay, so oxymetazoline, so is I seen in that particular nasal decongestion, that is nasi vision. Okay, so you can go on the search in net, that is nasi vision. So it is one of the nasal decongestion. It contains oxymetazoline as a main active pharmaceutical ingredient. Okay, and tomin sulfate and tominoheptane. Okay, so these are the some examples of other drugs which act on the alpha receptors. Okay, so next we can move on. Sometimes the nasal decongestions are combined with the antihistamines, corticosteroids, and antibiotics. Okay, so with the combinations of antihistamines, corticosteroids, and antibiotics, the nasal decongestions will be provided. Okay, so it is used for rapid relief from the common cold, rhinitis. Okay, so it's some combinations available with the nasal decongestions. So these preparations have doubtful efficacy. Okay, so doubtful efficacy, which means so which drugs produces the major action in this combination. Okay, that is a doubtful efficacy. So because some drugs, that is some class of drugs produces some major or lower effect in every different persons. Okay, that is a doubtful efficacy. So nasal decongestions are only palliative. Okay, so only palliative. Only a few drugs in very dilute solutions are safe. Okay, so nasal decongestions that is very safe when it is given in the very dilute form. Okay, so higher doses with a higher concentration produces very severe side effects. Okay, so it is only used in case of very rare and very dilute solutions, that is very safe and it is very advisable. Okay, that is a nasal decongestion, one of the note, that is one of the Casson point. Okay, so ephedrine HCl is isotonic solution used as nasal drops. Okay, so ephedrine HCl is used as a nasal drop and it's only isotonic with our body fluids. Okay, it's effective as any other drug and cost effective. Okay, so it is therapeutically effective as well as cost effective. So now the advantage of ephedrine is effective as well as cost effective. So this is important. In infants and children, imidazole drugs such as nafazoline and tetrahydrazolene are known to cause disturbances of body temperature, CNS depression, and even coma. Okay, so nafazoline and tetrahydrazolene. So these are some examples of sympathomimetic drugs. So it produces body temperature changes, CNS depression, and even coma in infants and children. Okay, so these are the some very important points about the nasal decongestions. Okay, so hence decongestion should be stored beyond the reach of children. Okay, so that every medicine should be keep away from the reach of children. Okay, because of its severe side effects and it's not advisable to given to that children. Okay, that is a main important point in the nasal decongestions. So next we can move on the uses of nasal decongestions. Okay, so it just act on the alpha receptors and produces the nasal decongestions. Okay, so main uses involves provide temporary symptomatic relief in allergic rhinitis. Okay, so allergic rhinitis, which means so secretions of excess of mucus with response to the antigen. Okay, that is allergic rhinitis. Common cold and acute rhinitis. Okay, associated with the other respiratory infections. Okay, so these are the some main uses of nasal decongestions. So I hope so this video is useful to understand the concept of nasal decongestants very shortly, and we can also discuss some of the drugs involved in the nasal decongestants. Okay, if you enjoy this video, like and share this video, and finally subscribe and click the bell icon near to subscribe button. Then only you get the notification when we upload every new videos. Okay, let's see another video. Thank you for watching.